There'll be further comment on the budget
Has
in the
written
evening
the
news.
courage and
Obviously a major malfunction.
Gentlemen, this is the real thing. This is what you've been trained for.
Good evening and welcome to the fourth and final night of Showreel. The search for the winners of the Radio Times Awards for Young Film and Video Makers is at an end. They're with us here in the studio and we'll talk to them before the end of the programme. So let's begin before the suspense becomes bearable. And so now we come to our final award in the older age group. The first prize of £2,000. The winner is Board Game, made by Joe Fordham on 16mm film. There's Joe receiving his certificate, and here is another look for you at the climax of Board Game.
Well, as always, when you're doing this sort of thing, it's impossibly difficult to say, you know, that particular film or this particular film, unless something actually sticks right out, as in the younger age group. There wasn't anything that really did, to be quite honest with you, from my point of view. What Board Game for me did was it showed great control. It was beautifully executed. It didn't actually say a great deal, although it did show a great deal of humour, and it showed great understanding of the medium. Great use of sound, and with a certain degree of cinematic wit. And in that respect, I thought that it probably just poked its head a little bit above the rest.
Alan Parker talking about Board Game, shot by Joe Fordham here, whose idea it was as well. When did the idea come to you? Was it in a bath, or what?
While I was writing another script. I was working on a much longer script. I just wanted to write a longer script, so I was writing a longer script, and this little idea came into my head, and I decided to trap it on paper whilst I was doing the other one before it went away.
Now, for those who don't know about the intricacies of making a film, and yours was an intricate film, what do you do? Once you've had the idea, what do you then do?
Well, particularly on Board Game, logistically, there's an awful lot to work out. The story takes place in a youth club, so I need the location for the youth club, the dressing for the youth club, which is mainly people, and to see, as an amateur, if you can pull it off, if you can actually get together all these people who are all doing it for no pay. Just the only money that's being spent is by me being put into raw materials like the film stock and the processing. And once that looks reasonably feasible, you just jump in, set your dates, arrange the dates you're gonna shoot, and buy the film stock.
So how long did it take you to make Board Game?
Well, we were shooting for 4 days on the location in Elm Park in Bretton's Barn, just a local barn meeting place.
It's where I was born. Not in the barn, but in Elm Park.
In Elm Park?
Yeah.
I still live around there in Gideon Park.
Right.
And we were shooting 4 days on location there, and we were one afternoon in my parents' garage, just shooting the special effects, which was, it turned out a couple of months later. It's very intricate.
Which were the chess pieces and so on.
Yeah.
Where did you get your film training from?
Well, I've always been a film buff, watching films, and this is not my first film. It's my first on 16mm, but I've made about a dozen other films on Super 8, and that's the best way to learn, just doing it.
Self-taught?
Yeah.
Well done. £2,000 prize money.
Yeah.
What will you do with it?
Make another one, longer.
Not called Board Game, though?
Not Board Game, but I was thinking of Board Game too. But
don't give the idea away, because somebody will nick it off here tonight. Yeah. Well done, Joe.
Right, thank
Congratulations.
you.
So what about all this talent? We asked Alan Parker for his view of our young movie makers' future.
I'm pessimistic because of what kind of future they might find if they actually do get good at it. I think that I'm optimistic in that although, you know, one looks for something extremely special all the time, and I think in sometimes there is something very special, and there is a great talent there that should be encouraged. What is interesting is how separate all the views are and the attitudes to film. There is not one single influence. There doesn't seem to be. Whether that's good or bad, I'm not sure. I think it's probably good that there are lots of different uses of the medium and lots of different attitudes, and that should be very healthy, I think.
Alan Parker being optimistic there about the young movie makers' future. Well, it only remains for me to thank all 600 of our entrants for submitting themselves to the agonising process of competing. Next year there will be another competition which we hope everyone will enter again. Meanwhile, do watch out for a BBC series, Video Active, with advice about making videos. That's scheduled for the springtime if this has got your enthusiasm going. It's got my enthusiasm going, and there's a heck of a lot of talent out there. We hope to showcase it again for you on Showreel next year.